Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushua, Ba'Hashem, Rakakwadash.
We want to give double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, teach very well. We learned this truth from, and salutation out there to the hopeful elect who continue to preach this word in our truth, faith, and sincerity, man. And we are here week in and week out to prophesy against America, the water, Yahweh Shema for having us out here again, man. To prophesy against this wicked ass kingdom, which is already coming towards its end, man. It's already circling down the drain, for the lack of better words, man. And it's the spirit of the Lord that's making this place circle down the drain, you know?
It's Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak.
It says the vision is set for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, man. And what's that vision? These different prophecies, man. The prophecy of World War III. But in order for World War III to come to pass, the prophecy of the MOTB got to come to pass, man. So certain things have to happen in order for that day to come, man. You know?
It says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come.
It says, though it tarry, wait for it, which means wait. Patience, possess your souls, you know?
Okay. Because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
It says, because it will surely come, it will not tarry, which meaning what? The ways of the Lord in the curriculum of the Lord, it will come to pass, man. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, and no matter how long it takes, it's going to happen. Like Jonah prophesied against Nineveh. Even though it ain't happened in that time, that happened in the time of Tobit. It still happened, regardless. You know? Got some more?
Yeah. This book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 11. So shall my word be.
You can start up a little bit. So shall my word be.
Isaiah chapter 55, verse 10. For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven.
It says, as the rain coming down and the snow from heaven, you got it.
It says, and returning not thither.
And that's it, because once rain come down, the snow comes down, it's no reverse process, man. You know, it's not like you never seen rain go up or reverse. No, man. When rain come down, it pours too, man. You know, you got it.
Okay, come on, just add to hey, that's what it says in 2 Nevi'im 16 chapter about those arrows being shot. You know, with those arrows in that scripture is representation of the plagues, you know, which ultimately is going to lead to those missiles like I was going to, man. Okay? So those, just how the plagues are being brought upon the planet Earth, all right, those are compared to being arrows being shot, all right? Because once you shoot off an arrow, it's not going to turn around, you know, and come back, you know, towards the sender, man. You know, it's going to hit its intended target, you know, and the intended target is what? The intended target is Babylon the Great, which is America, man. Okay? Why? Because the Lord has declared war against Babylon, man. All right, and the inhabitants thereof, man. Okay? Oh, come on.
Go back on
Come on, yeah. Back Isaiah chapter 55, verse 10 from the top. For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returning not thither, but watereth the earth, maketh it bring forth the seed.
So the words of the Lord, it says it came down like rain. You will see it speak, then you actually see it happen, man. That's why I say they're coming forth in blood. And that's what's happening now, man. The prophecies are budding. You can see, like the brother was talking, you can see the missiles throwing up, man. You can see how World War III is finna come to pass, man. You know, the beef between Palestine and Israel, that's still getting stirred up. The beef between Russia and Ukraine and America and Thailand, these different things are growing up upon the planet Earth, man. But that's all the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai working, man. You got it?
God, just add too. That's the ordinance of Yahweh Shema Shai. That's it. You know? It's how, like the scripture going to about how the rain, you know, come down, return not thither. Okay? The reason why is because, you know, towards the rain, you know, the Lord controls that and everything else, man. You know? So that's how the Lord is controlling these plays and these prophecies, man. You know? These like we read earlier, Habakkuk the 2nd chapter. Okay? These things were set up for an appointed time, man. You know, they were set up for a certain time all right, and we living in today, man. Okay, so when that time comes, the Lord is going to enact on those on the things which He spoke about, which are made from Isaiah the 55th chapter, man. Okay, the things which He has spoken of before time in the ancient world. Okay, now that being brought to pass today. Why? Because this is the appointed time. This is the time where these things are taking place, man. Okay, the Lord has chosen this time, all right, here at Babylon the Great, for these things to happen. Okay, why? Because this is the kingdom that was spoken of in the scriptures to be erected, man. Okay, this is the scene of great judgment, man. Okay.
If I may add on that, because go back into the ancient world, certain prophecies wouldn't have made sense. The prophecy of the MOTV wouldn't have made sense back in the Roman Empire, man. But it makes much more sense right now. Because why? This is the appointed time for that prophecy to hit the scene, man. For that certain event to happen, you know?
Because Isaiah 42:9, behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them.
It says, before they spring forth, I tell you of them. But it says, what? Former things are coming to pass. The things that was spoken about in the past time is actually coming to pass right now. Isaiah 9:5. When it says, wait, matter of fact, I'm going to get it. Because that's a prophecy that was written about in the past life, but it makes much more sense right now, man. Because at the end of the day, World War III wouldn't have made sense, and World War III would have made sense in the Roman Empire, but it makes much more sense right now, man. I think it's like,
I'm gonna finish this off right there. So back in Isaiah, Isaiah chapter 55, and back in verse 10, it says, and make it that bring forth in bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void.
That's it.
What?
It's like, that's it. It says the Lord prophecy is going to come forth out of his mouth, and it shall not return unto him void, which meaning what? The things that he say is not in vain. You know?
It says, but it shall accomplish that which I please.
It will accomplish that which I please. So the words of the Lord will be fulfilled, man. You know?
Yeah. And it also says too, it says that it shall accomplish all that it please, man. You know? And that's one of the pleasures of Yahweh Bashmiel Shah. It's to deal judgment. Okay? To deal judgment and justice. And that's what really matters at the end of the day, man. You know? Justice for the people in this time, man. You know? And judgment towards the ones that are fought against the elect of the Most High, man. All right? Because when you fight against the elect of the Most High, all right? You're basically fighting against Yahweh Bashmiel Shah. Okay? Because this is a body, man. All right? So when you attack the lowest part, the part of the body that may seem low, you're still attacking Yahweh Shah. That's a part of the body, man. You know, you're still attacking Yahweh Bashmiel Shah. Okay? So therefore, that's why the Lord is going to bring down judgment upon this place, man. You know? A little bit more. It says, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Okay? So that's why the Lord now is sending forth this word out to the four corners of earth, all right? And because it's declaring the downfall of Esau's kingdom, man. You know, Esau Edom, which is the true biblical nationality of the so-called white man. Okay? These words are being sent forward towards him because he's the current ruler. Okay? So therefore, this message is towards him and his kingdom, man. Okay? And let you know that your time is up, man. Okay? And just to, expound upon what we're going into, right? See, now they're using words, all right, that you won't even hear, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Now they're speaking about the things concerning prophecy. Because the statement that was made, concerning this next war, right, or the threat of war, they used the word Armageddon. Okay? Now, Armageddon, the only place you can get that from is the Bible, man. So they let you know that prophecy is in the forefront. Prophecy right now is before your very eyes, and it's executing what the Lord wants it to do. Okay? Now, concerning Armageddon, right, which means what? Army of truth. Okay? You're starting to see that happen, man. War's been conjured up for years and years on end, man. Okay? And now it's getting to the point to where now America's going to be taken in war, man. Okay? By way of World War III. All right?
The second Edwards 9 verse 1, it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world in which he made.
That's right, man. So now this end is being made manifest, man. And now the Lord is beginning to visit the world which he made. You see, people are confused, all right, about the way everything was created, man. All right? Because it's really due to pride, man. Okay? Because they don't want to give the credit towards the Al Bashmel Shah for creating the earth, man. You know, for creating the people, for putting breath in your lungs, man, for having your heart continue to beat. Okay? They think that all these things are of themselves, man. Or like some chance happening where they just walk around, you know, and do whatever, man. These are literally walking robots, man. Okay? Why? Because they don't have the spirit, man. All right? Read that from the top here.
The second Edwards 9 and 1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Right, and this is how we measure the times, man. Okay? By the news, all right, what we've been seeing, okay? Because you see, like we just spoke about it earlier, right? The statement made by Biden, man. All right, and this whole conflict going on between you know the world and Russia, man. All right, you know basically this whole conflict going on in Ukraine. Okay, that's how we measure the time. We measure the times by prophecy, man. But everything that's happening around the world today is according to prophecy. All right, and that's the time that we're living in today, man. All right, now we're living in a pivotal point in time where prophecy is now in the making, man. Okay? Why? Because, you know, 10, 20, 30 years ago, you didn't hear talks about, World War III, you know, the MOTB, you know, the Caragma, like I just said, all right? You didn't hear about all this, you know, 20, 30 years ago, man. Now, you're seeing it happening now, man. Why? Because, going back to what we started off with, now this is the point in time, okay? Now is the point in time where these things are now being made manifest. The MOTB is now being made manifest, man, which is the last few prophecies that we have, man. Okay? And that's another note we got to throw out there as well, all right? That the MOTB still got to be made manifest, man. It still got to be brought to pass. You know, that still got to be enacted, man. Okay? But now that we see that there's talks of war, we know that we're even more closer to the MOTB, you know? And that lets you know that other prophecies will even closer to those because of the news we've been hearing, man. That's how we measure the times, man. Okay?
Yep, God. It says, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it's the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world in which he made.
That's right. So now the Lord is visiting the world which he made, man. Okay? And how is he visiting the world which he made? By way of the prophecy. Okay? That's how he's visiting the world. Okay? Certain judgments and plagues written within the Bible. That's how he's visiting this place, man. That's another scripture that say that as well. All right? That you shall be visited of the Lord with thunders. All right? Lightnings. All right? Whirlwinds. Okay? Roughly paraphrasing. Okay? So this is how the Lord is visiting this place today, man. Okay? By way of the things that was written within the Bible, man. He is following up with what he's spoken of before time in the ancient world, man. Okay? He is executing the things which he has spoken of before, man. All right? Yeah, read a little bit more. Sure, verse 5. Oh, yeah. Okay, yes.
Yeah, 2 Edwards 9 and 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
That's right. So these things were spoken of from the beginning, man. Okay? So again, like I'll just read, okay, now these things are being brought to the forefront, man. Okay? Now you're seeing part of the signs pass. Okay? In which, like I just read, it says it's this very same time that the Lord's going to begin to visit the world which he made, man. Okay? So now those signs are those signs, we've seen those signs, man. Okay? Especially in the heavens, man. You see certain, different color moons, okay? Eclipses, all right? Also as well, not only that, but also signs around the world, uproars of the people, okay? Rioting, you've seen all that, man, okay? Which is leading up towards the destruction of this current kingdom, man. This is how the Lord dismantling this place today, Okay, he's destroying this place from the inside out by way of what the plays and the prophecies and the words of the Lord spoke of before time, man. Okay?
Yep, God. Verse 5. But like it's all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
Right, so now the end is being made manifest, man. Okay? See, now the end is being made manifest, and now you're seeing it play out before your very eyes, man. Okay? And the end is right in front of you, man. All right, now, what are the people's reaction when it comes to these things, man? Oh, it's gonna be all right. You know, it's gonna be, you know, they're probably gonna sign some type of treaty, you know, basically for the peace talk, all right? But no, there's a scripture, right? Yahweh Shah said that there's no peace unto the wicked, man. You know, so no matter how many peace talks you have, all right, no matter how many meetings that you have or G20 meetings. Okay, that still is not gonna stay the wrath of Yahweh Shah, man. All right. Yeah, I've been doing that. Yeah, we'll move.
Verse 6, 2 Corinthians 9 and 6. It says, even so the times also the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs.
Yeah, that's right. So now you've seen that, man. Now the end's being made manifest by way of these signs, man. All right? And the Lord's showing you that he is, like I just read, he's starting to visit this place. All right? He's meeting these people with these different certain situations that he's spoken of before time, man. Okay? Which should garner a response. You know? If the Lord, you know, you're seeing all these things happen, right? You know, you would in your mind, you would think that there's got to be another force at work here. All right? And you know, that should prompt you to do that, okay? Just rap. Yeah, Esau not gonna get away, man. but yeah, man. But like I said, you know, concerning all these words, right? All right. Now these words are like the others going to as well, right? These prophecies are literally jumping off the pages, man. Okay. And now you're seeing it, you know, playing out. You know, now you're seeing it in front of you. Okay.
It's the book of Ezekiel 12, and I'm going to start at verse 25. It says, for I am the Lord, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass.
Right, so that is a clear-cut example that the Lord brings his words to pass, man. All right? So the Lord said wherever he speaks, all right, that indeed is going to come to pass, man. Okay? And you know what? Now we're in a time to where, you know, you shouldn't have no doubts at all in this time, man. Looking at how much is going on around the world, okay? How much, you know, everything is leading up to what the Lord said exactly what was going to happen, all right? Case in point, the main prophecy, the MOTB, man, all right? The Lord said, look, this man's going to cause all small and great, everybody, rich and poor, all right, to take their CHIP, man, okay? So that's indeed is going to happen, man, okay? But at the expense or after that's happened, right after that takes place, okay, then you're going to have war taking place, man, okay? So and you see that, okay? Now you see everybody, all these different nations are gathering together for war, man, okay? They're getting their troops together, having different drills. Those drills is being conducted years ago. They didn't do that for no reason, you know.
those called war games.
Yeah, those war games. You know, those missile tests, you know, they've been doing. Oh, that wasn't for nothing, man. All right, it is for this time now, man. Okay, for this time to come to where all these troops gonna go at it, man. Yeah,
I got a little bit more. Patience. It says, "It shall be no more prolonged, for in your days."
In your days.
It's talking about that.
Yeah.
I may add, because going back, you said about the MOTB. That's why it's a digital system. What they say? December 13th, the CBDC. They actually gonna transfer things over, man. So in these days now, we seeing prophecies coming to pass, man. It says, "It shall no more be prolonged." For in your days, O rebellious house, I will say the word and will perform itself with more power. If I may add, how the Lord is saying his words through his prophets, man. Through us going on the highways and byways preaching. And it's not like the words we saying is coming to, is just falling down. No, the words we saying is actually coming to pass right before our eyes, man. The apostles and the elders, they the first ones that was talking about about martial law and linking it up with the scriptures, man. And that's happening over there in China right now. Concentration camps, man. Guillotines and things like that, man. These prophecies is not in vain, man. These are just not stories that's written. No, these actual life events, man. You know? You got it.
Got it. Hey, just to bag you up. Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 39-21. A man need not to say, what is this? Wherefore is that? For he hath made all things for their use.
That's it. So in other words, it's saying that, you know, it shouldn't be any man that says that should say why, you know, or what's this, you know, or why is this happening, you know, why? Because they, you know, because look at all this Babylon has done, man. Look at everything that took place here over the course of history towards the people on the side, man. Okay, you see the reason why, because we're still in captivity, man. You touched the apple of the Lord's eye, man. All right, you've done damage to the Lord's property. Okay, because we are the Lord's property. Okay, and you've done damage to His property. So what do you think the Lord's gonna do, man? All right, He's gonna come in, all right, and raise hell, man. All right, and that's what you're seeing happening now, man. The Lord now is raising a pure D hell on this place. Okay, so there shouldn't be any reason for anybody to question. Because also on top of that, you got videos on top of videos and lessons and live streams showing you the reason why these things are happening. You know what? Let's get the sign off. That's real quick. You want to know the reason why the Lord is doing what He's doing right now? He's about to show you, man. All the atrocities done to the people on this side, you so-called Negro, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right? Esau got a lot to pay for, man. Okay? Esau, even with the so-called white man, has the answer to this, man. He's not going to go away scot-free. Okay?
It's Ecclesiastes 8:11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
That's right, man. So, hey, going back to what you started off with, at a point in time. Okay? So that judgment is going to be reserved for a certain point in time. Okay? And we're getting very close to that. Okay? So therefore, like I was reading, okay? Now now he's going to answer for all the crimes which is committed against the people on this side, man. Start from top of the house.
Ecclesiastes 8:11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Right, and that's also the reason why Esau even is still doing the same atrocities doing to Israel, man. Okay? Why? Boy, how do we know that? Because look at the state of our people, man. Okay? Look at what they're getting into. Look at what they ingest, okay? Concerning the media, okay? Why they push certain, certain trends, towards Israel or Jacob? It's for their destruction, man. It's not for your benefit, okay? When you first set foot in this land, America, Babylon the Great, you didn't have any sort of freedoms or whatsoever, man. Even to this time today, man. All right? You can't establish your own sovereignty here in Babylon the Great. You can't have your own standing army, or have your own government, And why is that? Because you're in captivity, man. No matter where you go in any part of the world, you're still in captivity. Why? Because Esau got a foothold in everywhere he goes, man. All right? So even if you try to start something, concerning our people, man, he's going to shut that down, man.
Yeah, I mean, add on that, you can't have fun in hell. You can't have fun when you in prison, man. Or when you suffer. But niggas try to find a way to, man.
Yeah, they try to make trying to make shit in the gold, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's what Jake does, man. They try to make a good, a good thing out of a bad situation, man. And that's really, the first, again, like we said earlier, the first response should be to look towards your maker, man. To look towards you, how about shot? Okay? Why? Because the Lord is the one that put us in this condition, all right? The Lord is the one that caused us to go into captivity. So why not look towards the Lord, man? Why not look towards you, how about shot and put you in this condition, man? And ask for forgiveness, man.
It says, continuing on, it says, therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
That's right. So the hearts of these people are fully set in them to do evil, man. Okay? To do whatever it is that their heart imagines, man, which is their mind. Okay? Why? Because even though, they come out with statements saying that, look, it could be a quote-unquote potential, threat of war, all right, a thermonuclear or a nuclear threat, guess what? These people, they're going to look at that and say, all right, go about their business, just to do whatever, just living living life to the fullest, as they say. You know? Oh yeah, exactly. You only live once, spirit. You know? That's the spirit these people on. Case in point, prime example. Passing right by. All right. The last thing is on our people's minds to get right with the Lord, man. You know, but we understand the reason why. Okay, because they're part of the ones that fought against, you know, the Lord, man. That rebelled against Yahweh Shemel Shah. Okay, the same, we went into it last weekend. That same generation, we continue to go into it, man. All right, about that generation that rebelled against Yahweh Shemel Shah, man. Okay, guess what? They're back again today doing the same thing, man. All right, being in the spirit of rebellion, man. All right, going against the words of Yahweh Shemel Shah, man. Okay.
Yeah, 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and forgive their sin and will heal their land.
Yeah,
will heal their land.
Yeah, like see, and there's only a certain number of Israel that's actually doing that, man. Okay, and that's why the Lord is only looking towards them. Okay, why? Because there's a separation in Israel right now, man. All right, the 1/3 and the 2/3, man. Okay, so and really it's another scripture, right? Which you read from out? Okay, I believe it says what it says. I think it's the same scripture where it says it should turn to the east.
Well, it's both.
Yeah, cut. Yeah, but you know, you ain't to get it out, but just quote it real quick. But yeah, man, that's another scripture, right? Where it says that all Israel turn to face the east. Right? They pray to Yahweh Bashim Shah, all right, for mercy. He will come right back and get us, man. All right? So really, 2/3 of our people, man, you holding up the building process, man. You know? You holding everything up, man. Okay? But again, like I was saying earlier, that's the reason why the Lord has a remnant, all right, that's reserved to do that, man. So that remnant that's doing that, right, that's seeking mercy from the Lord, they're going to be taken up, man. They're going to be delivered out of this destruction, man. Okay?
It's the book of Zechariah 14:12. It says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people.
That's right. So the Lord is making a distinction saying, look, this is going to be the plague, the ultimate plague is going to smite these people, man. Okay? And this one here is the final plague which the Lord has in store, all right, for all the inhabitants of Babylon the Great. And when I say inhabitants, I mean Esau, Edom, first and foremost, okay? The other nations. And then on top of that, you got 2/3 that's on this side, man. Okay? Even you fight against Jerusalem. Why, how is that? By coming up against the camps, all right? The apostles, the elders, the great millstone, the brothers, the border, okay, the body, all right? Even speaking evil of this truth, man. Okay? You're fighting against the Lord's chosen, man, the Lord's elect, okay? In which in turn you're really fighting against the Lord himself. Okay? Because it's not us that you're coming up against, all right? Because we're just men, you know? We're just the messengers, all right? You're really going against the Yahweh Shemel Shah, man. You're going against the Lord. You're going against the Most High because he set this thing up, okay? You got it.
It says, wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
That's right. And the instrument that the Lord is using to do that, right, to bring that about, all right, is those missiles, man. All right? And we said it earlier. Those missiles weren't created just for show. Just to be put up in a display in the museums to say, hey, we created this, you know, here you go. No, man, they have a use, all right? They have a purpose, the reason why they're created, okay? The reason why they're created is to lay this land desolate, okay? And also as well to fulfill this prophecy that I'm just reading about you people being caught up in it, man. What did it say? It said the fish shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. What instrument can do that? The missile, man. The thermonuclear missile, all right? Which is going to bring that heat. That's going to burn these people while they're standing upon their feet, right? Doing whatever it is they're doing, man. All right? Because when this happens, all right, the Lord's going to catch you unawares, man. All right? When you least expect it, okay?
What's that, Terminator 2 on Sarah Connor?
Yeah, that's it.
When she was on the fence, you know? It says, their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, in their tongue shall consume light in their mouth.
Right, so again, the device that the Lord is using now is those missiles, man. It's those ICBM missiles, which now they're hypersonic, man. Okay? All right, how do we know? Because the Lord is allowing this devil, all right, to perfect that device, man. Okay? So now we're entering in the realm of hypersonic technology, man. Okay? That's the scripture where it says the Lord has created the swift that blow the coals in the fire, man. Okay? Because the Lord is giving this devil this technology, this knowledge to be able to put this together, all right, to be able to do this, man. Really, the Lord's giving this man this knowledge in order to destroy himself, okay? Which rightfully so. Is his name rightfully called Esau, all right? Which is what? Wasted away is he, all right? And he's going to do just that. He's going to waste himself away, all right?
It's the word, it's a thing called mutual arsenal destruction. And what you call it is MAD. It says mutual arsenal destruction is the doctrine of a military strategy and national security policy which posts a full-scale use of a nuclear weapon. It's like a mutual assured destruction. The water. It says mutual assured destruction, MAD, is a doctrine of military strategy and national security policy which posts that a full-scale use of nuclear weapons by an attacker on a nuclear armed defender with a second strike capabilities. So they take one missile, man. They gonna for lack of a better way, say if you shoot one off, I'm gonna shoot one off. That's what Putin basically saying. Putin and Biden. Once you shoot one off, I'm gonna shoot one off. It ain't like it's a shootout. You just shoot a couple times and two niggas run off. No, man. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth.
Somebody waiting for somebody to pull the trigger.
Yeah, when somebody to pull the trigger, that's what these nations is asking for, man. For the lack of better words. So like, yeah.
Oh, you got to say something.
This is Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon hath been the golden cup in the Lord's hand.
Right, so Babylon has been the golden cup in the Lord's hand, man. So for the Lord, and that lets you know that the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai is in control, man. Okay? And it says what? Babylon, which is America, have been in the Lord's hand this whole time, man. Okay? Go ahead, you got it.
It says that made all the earth drunken.
Right, that made all the earth drunken. And what are they made drunken with? They made drunken with the philosophies of America, man. This Western mentality. Okay? That's what they've been made drunken with, man. The democracy. Okay? That's what they've been made drunk with. Feminism. Another thing, man. You know? It's just a whole nine, man. Was it yeah, that, hey. We're going, that's a whole lesson right there. Yeah, because that in itself, all right, is even manufactured, all right? Why? Because that's not your real culture, you know? That's not, you know, when it comes to Drake, you know, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, your culture is the Bible, you know? That's your culture, man. When you want to read about how you conduct yourself, you know, that's what you get it from, man, okay? Or how to live, or your origins. That's basically what it boils down to, where you come from, you know, what do your forefathers do, all right? And what you should be doing, you know? That's where it comes from, you know? But all of that, all right, the culture that we've been given, all right, by Esau Edom, by the way, okay, and also as well, this everything that encompasses America, all right, is being pushed throughout the four corners of the earth, man, all right, which made all the earth drunken, okay. So now the earth has no idea, you know, what is the way to go, okay. All they know is Babylon, you know. All they know is America. What does the West do? You know, what does the Americans do? You know, and they're following after that example. So and they know no other way but the ways of America. All right? Because America is known as a first world country. Everywhere else is third world.
That's it.
You know, that's what they say. You know? So that's why they're trying to put tooth and nail, trying to, you know, get themselves up to speed to be called a first world country, man. Which is what? America. All right?
Continuing on, it says, the nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad.
Right. Read about it now. Read it again. that's right. August got it right here, man. So now the nations are mad. All right. You got
it says mutual assured destruction. Man, it says it's a military strategy of national security policy which posted that a full-scale use of a nuclear war by an attacker on a nuclear-armed defender with second strike capabilities would cause the complete annihilation of both the attackers and the defenders.
That's it. So now it's a waiting game. All right, who's gonna be the first one to push the button? You know, because these nations are ready, man. All right. Yeah, that's it. Hey, we going down there too. That's your second track. But yeah, so now the nations have geared up and prepared themselves and prepped themselves for war, man. All right, and now it's just a matter of who's going to be the first one to make the attack. You know, who's going to make that first move. Just how you play chess. You know, because really that's what war is. You know, when you play chess, you basically got the king, queen, the rook, the knight. That's really war, man. Okay. So how you make these different chess moves? Like, all right, it's your move now. All right. And now somebody's got to make an advance or something. You know. So now it's this whole thing going back and forth.
They can't even have war the way they used to. They got a term for war. It's called all's fair in love and war. That means that anything goes. If you want to bomb a hospital, you bomb it. If you want to tear up with some children, let the Gatling gun spray off right on inside 500 children face. You can do that in war because it's war. Except now, everything changes now. The game has changed forever. It's never going back. You know why? Because they got nuclear arsenals. It ain't just Russia and America no more. See, when Esau had the nukes, it was all good. It was a nuke. They called it a bomb race. What they call it? Like a arms race. It was cool to have nukes. When Esau had the nukes, it was cool. But now Pakistan got nukes. India got nukes. The state of Israel got nukes. Moab got nukes. So when you let that one nuke, by the time that one nuke going to end, that's what the nuke going to do. It's going to blow. It's going to blow shit away just like that. Hey, by the time that one nuke going to end, everything is kaputs, man. That's that Yiddish word. It's gone. It's done. It's finished. You're kaputs now. There ain't no coming back. There ain't no America the way you think it used to exist. Just because there ain't, for the same reason there ain't no war the way it used to exist. Man, they could do whatever they want. They did whatever they wanted to get. The Trail of Tears, man, look how messed up that was, man. The Trail of Tears. Look at the Wounded Knee. They had women, men, and children that surrendered. You know what they did? They took them all, digged the pit, lined them all up and shot them one by one down into the pit. Alright? That's how war gets down. Now you gotta be all careful. Alright. The Lord got you. When one goes up, they all go up. That's how it ends.
Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men.
Right. So now these nations, the mighty men now being woken up, man. I believe it's a term, right? In times of, I believe in times of war, it's called for peace, if I'm not mistaken. And in times of peace, there's weak. The way that it went, I think it's for war. It calls for strong men.
Yeah, it go on. Hard times call for strong men.
Yeah.
Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. We in the time of hard times. That's why there's a lot of weak men around. These men ain't even equipped to fight, man.
Yeah. So now those rough times are here. Now the strong men are now being called to the forefront. All right. Now they're being called to the forefront. Why? Because now times are getting rough, man. Now it's being the mighty men not being called up to make peace again. You know, so to speak. Okay. But again, that's what we're heading towards, man. Now the mighty men are being woken up, okay? The mighty men amongst these other nations, man. And that's why these other nations now they're on the same firepower as America, man. All right? Yeah.
God, continuing on, it says, "Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up." Verse 10.
Hey, to the spirit, you know what happened? You had traitors, man. America got that many traitors. Somebody sold the secrets to how to build nuclear missiles. They sold them. They sold them to Pakistan. They sold them. They got the love of money, man. And they got that greed. You know how much money is in? You know how much money you're gonna get for a nuclear secret? They just caught a transgender person in the U.S. Army selling secrets to Russia. To Russia, of all people, to Russia. Right. An old man in a dressed up as a woman just got caught selling nuclear secrets to Russia. That's how all these armies got their nukes, man.
It's called espionage.
Trading.
Trading on intelligence. Yeah. So they call it espionage or being called a spy. You know, you're taking information, right? You're taking that information, giving it to your allies, man. You know, you're stealing that information, that military or pivotal information, all right? And you give it to your allies. So yeah, a lot of that going on.
That's what happened with WikiLeaks. Remember that? Like 10 years ago? Something called WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks, yeah, Eric Snowden. They had a movie called Snowden too. It was a good movie. Check out that movie, Snowden. Anybody seen that? Yeah, he found out that they was doing some bullshit. That's what happened. Because what happens is, the bigger the secret, the harder it is to keep it. Now, you one person, but you know that America is like starting wars over oil and telling the people, sending off thousands of their American citizens to go fight in a war, and it's really over oil. Eventually, that's a secret that it's hard to keep in. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna tell it. And that's Snowden, man. What he did is he took a little fucking. He took a whatever it is, a little a mic. What do you call it? SD card or some shit. And he just uploaded all of that shit, and left the building like it was nothing. And see, Esau, all your things are gonna be found. And the scriptures say that. How are the things that Esau searched out? In the time of Esau being searched out, man. All his the scriptures tell you in Isaiah 47, it says, "Skirt shall be lifted up, it be exposed." No, you expose a man, you expose all his secrets. And Esau, a man full of secrets, man. It's just brother sent the chat some shackles with the Mason symbol on them. The shackles they had from 1625 slave shackles with the masonry sign on them. Mason's been involved in all of this shit, man. And you know, these niggas love masonry. A nigga love to be a mason, man. Somebody grab it.
That's why Shaq saying,
Shaq?
It's my profession.
Well, Rick Ross said the same shit.
That's their profession.
Well, what about that? What about the fact that they was all into slave? Come on, man. You think the Masons wasn't around before? They was around before that. Getting paid. So all these secrets is coming out. And what does that make? The reason why they don't want the secrets to come out is because you flip. The same reason this was a secret. See, it ain't just Jake that noticed, like it's just Israelites that noticed. Esau Ben knew this right here. 12 tribes, all of that. Remember that book by James Adair? Told you that they came over here with Hebrew interpreters. Right? That wasn't a coincidence, man. And then put it in the book. How many times you seen it? When you start to study, how many times you see black Jews from Spain? Books that say the blacks went to Antigua, or the black Jews went to Jamaica. Right? And then you hear a little history of West Africa and how they still keeping up with certain tradition. Right? And how they had Fort Judah, Fort Benjamin over there in West Africa. So these is all things that they knew. They been knew this, man. They just trying to figure out how the hell we figured it out. It's the Spirit of the Lord.
Got some real quick going back. Said Esau exposing himself. Psalm 64:8. So they shall make their tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Just I know what you're saying, like guys like Snowden. You know, WikiLeaks and what it's called, whistleblowers and things like that. That's why this different news keep coming out, man. And that's all the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, because they be key information, man. They be coming out what's going on, who's trading, who, you know, what type of missiles Russia got there, hypersonic missile, Satan 1, Satan 2. These different things is biblical prophecy coming to pass, man. And again,
they got some latest thing that came out. Oh, another video. It says that in Pennsylvania in the prison, they was experimenting on Jake. They was putting all type of shit like cyanide or some type of poison on Jake back and testing them, and they was forgetting their name, and the only reason they got out is because the dude who is a therapist, he whistle blew, man. He wrote 2 books on it. Otherwise, they leaked it. Otherwise, you would have never knew. They was experimenting on Jake, and they finally apologized this year. This is from the 60s and the 70s, man. You walk around, man, listen, everything, you don't even know what they just did to you, man. What they still doing to you. You don't even know what they doing to you right now. What they doing to you. The Lord, the scriptures tell you, it's of the Lord, what is it, mercies. Now, Jacob is not consumed. The only reason we still here is because the Lord had mercy on us, man. They've been sabotaging our water, food, our minds from day one. You didn't have a chance. You're not even supposed to have a chance. It's called status quo, keeping everything the same. Remember, these are the same people who used 3/5 of a man. Before that, you was just you was beneath the animal, man. You was beneath an animal. There's a reason why so many. There's a reason why there's so many water fountains around this motherfucker. There's a reason why there's so many bathrooms in these areas, man. Because you wasn't allowed to piss in the same toilet, man. All right, Esau don't give a damn about you, Jakes, but still you convinced. You got it, brother.
Psalm 64:6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. Just like the brothers going into, they was going into, man. They search out everything. They know how to get your cholesterol sky high, and you purchase what? Prescriptions. They know to make a delicacy, which is an abomination to us, such as swine, shellfish, all right? They know how to put it in front of you so you can consume it, all right? And many more things, many plethora of things that Esau Edom, the biblical Esau Edomite, which is so-called white man, puts in front of your face. Now Obadiah 6 is coming, as the elder mentioned, how the things are searched out. Esau searched out. How is his iniquity brought up, roughly paraphrased. All right? It's nowhere to hide no more, man.
Yeah, too. That's how they know how to market the Jacob. Really. That's how they know how to advertise towards our people. Because they did that diligent search. They looked into what made Jake move. You know? Well, what are they into? You know? And that's why, you know, Jake is in the condition that they are today. Because they studied it. Yeah, they studied it. They knew, you know, what to advertise to Jake and knew what they're gonna get into. So that's why with these different trends, you know, like, you know, we just talked about camp, you know, that's why these different trends are coming out, you know, why, for Jay to get into. Why? Because Esau Edom, again, a so-called white man, has done that diligent search and research about our people, all right, and what makes them tick, you know, roughly paraphrase, you know, so to speak, you know.
And basically, Jake continued to expose themselves to Esau, allowing Esau to just do more harm to you. Y'all niggas thought it was cute, putting a bunch of damn, what's that thing? The crates. Putting a bunch of crates, lining up crates,
Challenges.
and then walking over them. You thought it was cute as hell. That was the funniest thing to y'all niggas. Your enemy was, yeah, he kept that in mind. They will kill themselves. They will hurt themselves and call it fun.
Let's see how far we can take it.
Let's see how far we can take it. It's gonna be a revolver challenge for y'all. There was something called back in the day. It was called what you call it? Where they like spin the revolver.
Oh yeah, Russian roulette.
Yeah, Russian roulette. You know, that's a game to some people, man. So you know, a Jake will play with fire too, just like a wild ass drunk Edomite. Or a wild, drunk redneck with a shotgun. Hey man, they know you. They know you. Even in the movie Goodbye Good Time, What they doing? They studying Jake. They measuring your rod and everything, man. You know, measured all types of deformity. It's, you know, from you as an adolescent. Just to do what? Right? And then that Maxine came out. What'd you do? You beeline to it. You beeline to it. And you even had some camps saying, hey man, get it. Some of them camps say get it, because really it's a trick. Because Esau want us not to get it, so now you gotta get it. They thought they was smart. Come to find out. And then we know it. And then what else is Jake into? Jake is into voting Democrat. Let me tell you something. 80% of people who voted Democrat, who voted Biden, when they got the jab. That's all you need to know about that mindset. Come to find out, the northern tribes, they on some Republican. They don't, because they ain't. It's a box that they put you in. That's why the man came up and said, if you don't vote Democrat, you're not black. And they still voted for him. You relentless. Hey, the scriptures talk about being sottish. You're sottish, man. Meaning utterly stupid. All right? My people destroyed for lack of knowledge. You don't know this? If you don't know this, you can walk by it all you want. We're not going to fight you. But if you don't know it, it's going to be to your own detriment.
I know, right here, real quick, what you was on, adding on about Esau pushing for Jacob, because even you went to like BET and things like that. Esau, he the ones that really own BET, great shows like Good Times and the Jeffersons. Those be the executive producers. Amalek, he's crazy up in the hip-hop world, pushing for these different narratives, man. You know, just going back into that hardest deep, you know, that diligent search. Because again, Jake, he know what make Jake happy. He know the punchlines. He know what Jake smile. And you know, Juneteenth. You know.
Remember how they owned the trademark for Juneteenth and started selling. What are they selling? Like they selling ice cream. Juneteenth ice cream. They be like Juneteenth ice cream. I got to get me one of them.
I got it.
And it was an Edomite that owned it. The name.
The Black Lives Matter, you know, it was 3 black women, but it was George Soros who was behind it.
And then you know the chick Candace Owens with the White Lives Matter show. She got a documentary coming out, and they say that it exposes Black Lives Matter, the whole thing, because they looking at you sideways if you was like Black Lives Matter, right? They at one point they came out. In New York, they came out and walked by and they was like, we with y'all. And we like, nah, y'all not with us. We with y'all. We with y'all. No, y'all not with us. Come to find out, BLM, yeah, them 3, they was buying house. They was paying for escorts, LGBT escorts, man. They was getting all type of weirdisms going on with Black Lives Matter. Behind the scene, that was $4 billion they ran through. And the nigga, if he was looking out for Floyd, it was all for Floyd, right? None of his family, they ain't paying none of their bills. They ain't seen the dime. His family still messed up.
He was a wicked nigga too, though.
Oh, that nigga was terrible.
That nigga was on a flick, man. He was on a flick. He was a football player.
That nigga robbed a woman and put a gun to her stomach, a pregnant woman. They had everything on him. And Jake was still like, well, but hold on.
Black though.
Black. Nah, yeah, you be black. Hey, listen, man. Yeah, remind me of that shit. Black. What movie is that? CB. I'm black. You know, I'm black. And he was serious as hell. Black. Yeah, you gotta see that, man. Hey, Jake is a walking like advertisement.
Yeah.
Because they're not even real. It's just it's like a manifestation of Esau's worst vision of what we supposed to be. How to keep us, you know. And then Jake, look at the homicide rate for us versus how much we going at them. We don't even do them how we do each other. That's by design, man. That's a perfect design. How could we get them to kill each other without the collateral damage of them killing us? Man, Esau's a fucking mastermind, and the Lord created him like that just so we'd have a terrible time here. Right? The scriptures call him the most hateful forsaker of the Most High. He's your enemy to the 30th power, man. And he don't even got you knowing he your enemy. Right.
Jeremiah 4:22, for my people is foolish. They have not known me.
They gotta accept that they fools. You gotta accept you fools. And guess what? We fools. Where's that? In the Corinthians. It's like, you fools for Yahweh's sake. Because the Lord said the acceptable thing is that pleasing him is the foolishness of teaching and preaching. It's like preaching. This is a foolish, right? Because everybody walk by you and then keep it moving. Right? Well, we still out here. So we understand it's acceptable because it's acceptable to the Lord. He gonna shine light on it. And then he gonna keep giving it to us abundantly.
Continue on.
That's like, I just add, that would pleases the Lord. You know? Oh, I think it's the same scripture, right? It says that it was through the foolishness of preachers, right? Yeah, the Savior that believe. All right?
That's it.
Yeah, man. So, hey, that will please the Lord, man. All right? The foolishness of preaching, you know? Because why? Because these people, man, they don't see what we see, you know? They don't see, what's coming down the pipeline like we do, you know? And that's why, it's foolish to them, man, you know? But I just want to add that.
Hey, the scripture said, where there's no vision, the people perish. They ain't got no vision. They ain't got no vision. I don't care. 5-year plan ain't a vision. In the scripture, everything that is in their vision, they did in the days of Noah. Everything that's in their vision. Marrying and getting into marriage and eating and drinking. That's all they want to do at the end of the day. You don't believe us? Go out at night. Everybody there. Everybody and their mama there. Birthday parties is always going to be lit for Jake. Because they get to eat, party, drink. And it's not about eating and drinking. It's really about the spirit of mirth, really. It's just about enjoying yourself and having a good time. That's what they're going to do up until the missiles come, man. That's why the Ukrainian people, they said, we organized the orgy just in case Putin actually shoot the missile over there. We organized the orgy so we can all...
YOLO shit.
Huh?
Yeah, YOLO shit.
Go ahead, speak on it.
Yeah, I mean, you only live once, man. Like I was saying, like, you got people out there planning orgies knowing that destruction's coming. So that's people in that mindset thinking that, oh, this is it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got nothing else to live for, so we might well goddamn do as much wickedness as we can. You see? And that's a wicked mindset, man.
Yes.
You see? Because they probably Edomites anyway. That's what Edomites do. But you know what I'm saying? For you Israelites, this is a time for you to hearken to the words of Yahweh Shemot Shah, man.
That's it.
So that you might be saved. Because there is salvation coming for the elect, the ones that do repent and come back into Yahweh Shemot Shah, man. All right? It's never too late. See, the word start going out.
It's like Ecclesiastes 12. Seek him up, grab that. Go back and hold that down over there.
Continuing on, it says, starting from the top, Jeremiah 4:22, for my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding.
Hey, look at the word sottish real quick. Jake got to know what the Lord calls you. Yeah, it is. You call yourself, your mama call you gifted and bright. Your auntie call you a charming man, a young man. You know? Your father call you that dude. But what the Lord call you, man? You know? Go ahead.
Okay. 4:22, anybody can pull it up? Just take it for
Jeremiah.
No, I need the side because it ain't. It just didn't. This is Esau. Yeah, it ain't. Yeah, 4:22. Side. Just ain't. Better go there. Yeah, okay. Going back, it says, for my people, Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish.
My
They have
people, possessive pronoun. That means the Lord is claiming you. He got all. He created everybody, but he's still saying "ma." That means you are represented here only in this conversation. All right, it separates everybody else from this conversation. My people are foolish. The Lord people is Israel. You know,
That's it. It says they have not known me.
they have not known me. Side his children, and we liken unto a child to the Lord, because that's why we call him the Father. That was Shah told us to pray, Father, our Father. Right, Abba, Abba. And so here it is. That's our Father. What kind of relationship do a father got with his children? Anything he say go, not the other way around. Go ahead.
It says they are sottish children, and they have none understanding.
But you got the definition for that?
This is the word sadish. Strong's H5530. It says to be a fool.
Be a fool. Go ahead.
It says to be foolish, a fool, to be silly.
Look up that word fool for somebody. Just Google it. You guys be crazy.
It's the word fool. It says an idiot,
Word idiot. Go ahead.
a laughing stock.
A laughing stock. Now think of Jake. Think of Israel. Think of the 12 tribes. An idiot and a laughing stock. Now, how much are you supposed to be? The scriptures say, "Be not equally yoked with unbelievers." Why? Really, it's not because they did you so much better. It's really because they in the spirit of idiots and the laughing stocks, right? You know it. The most proudest jakes in the world, they always want to make jokes and crack jokes. Growing up in the schools, they the ones that get the most. Right, yeah. They get all the clout, the Kevin Harts of the world. They treat Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle like that's they sending or whatever. But Folly setting great dignity.
Yeah, also, if I may add, when you go into the word, really when you go into that word idiot, it goes back to a definition of somebody that's accomplished. Because when you read about Apostle Paul, he said, "Though I be rude in speech, you not knowledge." That word rude goes back to idiotus, idiocus, if I'm not mistaken. It means using common language, speaking, using the language of speech as a common. So really, concerning our people, that's what they really just want to be. Just a colony, Just a citizen, that's it. But when it comes to this truth, this knowledge, they don't want to, get into it. Why? Because they have that mindset of being Sotch, which again goes back to just being
that is the
regular
most
common.
ridiculous depiction of Jesus, isn't it?
Hey,
The white guy.
what'd you say though?
I said, white Jesus is a joke.
You
gotta
think
give
so?
White Jesus. Yeah, absolutely, man.
What makes you say that?
He's from the Middle East.
Oh, okay.
It's so funny.
Where would you say that people who aren't people like who got your skin color, where would you say they came from?
People that have, what's that?
Your like your skin color, whatever.
Well, I mean, we all have a common ancestor like 40,000 years ago,
Okay.
and they were definitely dark skinned. And I think that we migrated, people my skin color follow Mammoth north into like Siberia. Right? That's where I think. And then, at least this is my understanding, and then we migrated westward from there, right? And then down into like Europe and that area. But then everybody came from the same.
Do you think that people with lighter skin complexion come from polar areas? Are you of that belief?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the reason why I think that is because I'm covered in hair from here all the way down to my ankles, man. Yeah.
That's interesting. You say that.
Do you think that that's correct or incorrect? What are your
No,
thoughts?
I think there's a man in the Bible named Esau, and he was known to be hairy, right? But
Esau, was Abraham gave his blessings to Esau's brother, right? Esau was of the field.
Well, Isaac, Abraham's son, gave his blessing to his son Esau.
Yeah.
And he was a man of the field. He was like a hunting hunter. He was like a real, that type of. But he was hairy.
Yeah.
He was not like he came out hairy, but he came out like red. And we break it down like that's the pigmentation of people who consider themselves Caucasian. Like,
okay, yeah.
Like for instance, like Caucasian comes from the word. It's a place, right?
The Caucasus Mountains.
The Caucasus
right?
Mountain. That's
Yeah.
like South Georgia, Russia.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense to me.
Right. It's just it's just going backwards, going back into history. You know, we history buffs.
I think it's cool, man. Yeah. I think it's really interesting stuff.
But this is a propagated, let's say, like, it's set up all around the world for a reason. You know, it was for pretty much like the downfall of anybody that doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
To believe that that's what he looks. You know.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
And what it's done to people,
Propaganda.
for people like us, what it's done to us is like destroyed us. You know.
I agree.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. I think that it's the idea that is to cause the business, and then if you co-opt the idea of what God is supposed to be, you make it look like you, and then you can say everybody that doesn't look like this is not me, is not of me.
You know where this image came from, actually?
I don't actually know.
Well, when you look into it, Pope Alexander VI of Rome,
He was the one who changed the image.
he commissioned his son, Caesar. They were Borgias. Borgia family is also pronounced like the Borgia. The Borgias.
Okay,
They were-
the Borghese, or Burgesses,
Yeah,
right?
they were known as the first crime family of Italy.
Oh,
But
right.
he became a pope, and so he commissioned.
That's great,
He
yeah.
commissioned, I believe it's Michelangelo, to paint his son, his own son, to be as Christ. But it was in the first time, right? If you go back even farther in history, Ptolemy,
Yeah.
who is a Greek transplant into Egypt, he ruled over Egypt. The Greeks ruled Egypt for a large period of time.
Yeah,
He
that's
had
right, yeah,
Alexandria.
Yeah.
And so he commissioned his son, Ptolemy Soter, to be an image of who would be the Lord. So everybody wanted to change what the Lord looked like, but it was a
So
power
it looked like
thing.
their people,
That's
looked
all.
like their children.
That's all.
So, and then it comes like that instantiates power for generations, right?
Oh,
because it's
for
like
sure,
everybody
for
that
sure.
kind of looks like that, like that's the king, that's the Lord, right?
Yeah.
And then it's
And then you get to do whatever you want to do with the people.
because you have the writ of God.
Right. And then you go into the papal bulls, like they made charters so that people could, so the Pope basically commissioned for Spain to take over everything south of I think the Prime Meridian.
Just gave them like almost manifest.
He gave them everything from Puerto Rico down.
There's people there. Yeah.
Right. Just do
what you want.
Yeah, change them into Christians.
Yeah.
But it was all, there was profit involved in slavery. So, that's what we're going into. That's what we're here for,
Oh, man, I'm glad you guys are out here spreading the word because it's too much of this kind of thing. So, hey, I'm Lucas.
I like, hey, Lucas. All right, cool. I'm along. Yeah.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet
Hey,
you.
you guys have a nice evening. We're gonna
Hey,
find some
take care,
food.
man.
Yeah, spread the word, man.
Hey,
Thank
thanks,
you.
man.
All right.
Take care. I was thinking about what Luke means. I know that's Greek. Luke? Yeah, that's Greek. Ain't it? Hey, well, you know what? Going back to how Isaiah and what is that, Isaiah?
Going back to Isaiah 4, Jeremiah 4:22, it says, "For my people is foolish, they have not known me."
Well, tell you what. Not every nation is foolish. That's what Jake really got to come around to realize. Not every nation is foolish. It's really you've been misguided. You've been taken advantage of. Up until the point where you just don't know who you are anymore. And you're lost. And consider the lost tribes of Israel. Because you don't know who you are anymore, you're going to make all the wrong decisions all the time. Every time. You're going to be a walking trap, man. A walking fool. Void of light. Confused. And here it is, your enemy know more about you than you do. That's what goes on in America. All day, all night. That's why you know this is the light, man. Now, had we not had none of these pictures out here, we wouldn't have had that conversation. They're not gonna just openly tell you that this is some bullshit. You gotta show them that you know first. They're not gonna tell on themselves. They're not in the capacity to snitch on themselves. That's not how Satan works. Satan is a deceiver. He's an adversary. He's not into telling on himself. That happens because of money, and really Snowden, he probably didn't get popped by his officer if you go bring it that out. He probably was on some freak shit. They probably caught him dressing in drag and beat his ass. It had nothing to do with honesty and loyalty and integrity, because they don't have that. That's Satan. But him wanting to do that, in all actuality, he's not doing me no favors. He ain't telling me shit I ain't know. I know how to humor, you learn how to humor these people after a certain point in time. You don't be sottish like the rest of them. But when you know some shit, they gotta treat you a certain type of way. And that all comes down to how the Lord wants it to be. The Lord gave us this, man. Shit. That's why it's called mercy. We ain't deserve this. He gave us this. What did Scripture say? When He will cause your enemies to be at peace with you. That shit happens all day long, man. When you know who you stand for and you know who your power is, that's what the effect is, man. Because then you can no longer be fucking fooled. Okay.
Your life is on the line. So like I just said, really, that's dangerous to even be, in that mindset, of being a fool, You're in a dangerous place, man. We know this because if you're in that mode, you're more likely to be taken over, You're more than likely to be overtaken by whatever comes, man. Yeah, that's right. Because you're not prepared, You're not prepared, and that's on all levels, I don't even say that. That's on the spiritual level, You're not prepared in the spirit, You're not mentally prepared, for what's coming. Because when this start to happen, man, all right, and war, and they say, hey, look, Putin is now shooting missiles, all right, war has commenced. As that happens, Jacob's gonna fall apart. All these people that you see walking around carefree, they're all gonna fall apart, man. They're not gonna know what to do. Oh, I got an example, right? Yesterday, right? I had this Elamite at my job, right? He came up, it's like, he was like worried, like after hearing it, it's like, oh man, Putin's, all gonna die. He had that look of dread on his face, But that's the mentality. And that's the Elamite, Jake and everybody else, they give two shits about what's going on, Everybody else in the world, they know what's going on, But the thing is, like, but I'm using that as an example about these people when they see these things as to start being pushed out at full force. It's gonna be that look of dread on everybody. Oh yeah, that's scripture where it says their face shall turn to paleness, the blackness looks like blackness, But that's gonna be how these people are gonna be in that day, man. But I got a quick precept, right? Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 6. It says, "My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray." All right? And their shepherds are what? They're leaders. Okay? So the leaders of our people have caused them to go astray and caused them to err. All right? And what are they telling our people? The leaders of our people, what are they telling them? To vote Democrat. Like I said earlier. All right? Vote for the next president. Continue to vote Democrat. Continue to to continue in your folly, so to speak, in a roundabout way. Get married, Yeah. Basically, whatever your heart's desiring, man. And that's really prominent in these churches, man. They're not telling you about what's coming down in the future, man. They're not telling you about what's about to happen, all right, or what to do to prepare yourself, spiritually, and how to go about, according to the Bible, No, they're telling you to look, hey, keep coming back every Sunday. Keep coming back. Continue to give your tithes. Give your offerings. Put your money in the basket. and give you a song and dance.
Love the white man. Love the white man.
Love the white people. All right. And go about your day for the rest of the week, and be a nigga or be a niggar for the rest of the week until you come back the next day.
As long as you paying tight. That's the only law that matters to these people, man. Tights. Notice that tights.
But the law's done away with.
The law done away with. But
What?
what? There's a what with it. Right, yeah. Today, we're gonna teach y'all. We're gonna teach y'all something. We're gonna teach y'all about the law. Now, Christ did away with the law. But we still, we're gonna be better. Right. At first, back is Ebenezer. God know Ebenezer. Right. And me. Hey, the 14th Street. Yo, because, hey, brothers drunk it, we crack a joke, but we know how it go, man. We was raised all up in that mess, man. 4 hours of singing, we know all about it. 4 hours. And they'll take one song and make that song 30 minutes. Bring it back. All that, there you go, you get the stomp. Once they get the stomping, you got about 15 more minutes to wait. Don't let your mama get the stomping, boy. You gonna be that nigga with his hand on her head. Later on, they're gonna say, "That your mama." That's your mama.
They call it the white toe put over her head.
Oh yeah.
The white sheet. They put the white sheet on.
My mama got the stomping one day. Yeah.
Hey, after that, they gonna pass the collection plate around.
Yep. Oh shit, that shit come around.
One
3,
more
4
time.
times.
That was a bad song.
Somebody here still got some money in their pocket. Right. Hey man, hey, you got pastors that cuss they, what was that? There's some antics. There's always some antics in the church. The pastor said, yo, he's clowning on his congregation for not giving more. Y'all just broke. Y'all broke. Y'all cheap. Yeah, the one got robbed. Hey man, and you ain't learned a damn thing. You ain't been edified at all. It was just a good time. You go to church because you want to hear something good about God. God is good. You'll leave right there. You done satisfied now. See, that's why the church, you know who in the churches now? Women. You go up in there, it's the pastor, the deacon, and the security guard. That's the men up in there. And there's 2 niggas. And they both special ass. They don't even know where the fuck they at. Yo, it happens all the time, man. I'll say it out. Right. And then, so I mean, it's not, but it's that simple. And here we are outside, no build. The Lord said, "I don't dwell in temples made with hands." Nah.
Get it?
Yeah. But because we ain't got no building, you have people come by all the time. Where y'all be at? We right here. Every global, every Saturday, we right here. Where y'all building at? Well, what's the address? Jake just want to sit down somewhere. That's all it is. Somewhere where an organ is at. If they ain't got an organ in it, they ain't got a church, right? They ain't got food. Ain't no food. And the Lord know that. Because once he started feeding the multitude, here they go. They was Lord, yeah, I want to hear that word. I want to hear that word, but the last time we fed everybody, that's what Jake all about, man, trying to get fed. Right,
Yeah, God. Acts 17 and 24 says, "The Most High that made the world and all things therein, seeing that he is Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands."
So you don't have to go to a physical church. The word church means, it's Greek for a glacier. It means cry out. You're crying out, man. Guess what? It's nothing different. You go back to the time of the Greeks and Romans, you hear the names Socrates, Aristotle. They was teaching outside. That's where you got it. It was called the Agora. The Apostle Tahar coined this the Agora style of teaching. You see, you go into a classroom setting, you sit down. Who goes into school? You know the most educated person in America is, right? There they go. Because, all right, because in the school, you sit down and the teacher lectures, you just listen. Ain't no really debate like that. You say something in the classroom, they gonna kick guys the hell up out of here.
I say ain't no back and forth.
Ain't no back and forth.
I've been in a set in a university where you can't even have dialect with the professor. You missing a certain part, but as the elder was saying, out here you can have dialect. Without these pictures, people wouldn't have questions and answers.
Hey, you know, true story. When I was in college, I was in a history class. It was an Edomite. I'm in the HBCU. It's all black. It's all, but an Edomite was teaching history. In both colleges I went to, the Edomites was teaching history. And he started off the first page with Greek. We started with the Greek. And back then I'm thinking Africa. So I said, wait a minute. When civilization began with it, I spoke up. Don't you know these niggas wanted to fight me, man? Niggas wanted to fight me by the end of that classroom, man. You can't do that in school. They don't get down like that. They not even there to learn. You know what a nigga told me straight up? He said, school ain't for enlightenment. School is for employment. Now, the first time somebody helped me with that, that cleared it all up. I knew I was there from that point on. Damn. I thought I was trying to get enlightened. Well, read that again, huh? Salakia. But the Agora style, this is what Agora look like. Anybody come up, they question. That's why you got it. It's a fight everywhere. Be apt to teach, the scriptures say, right? Be apt to teach, meaning be ready, right? To give an answer to any of your faith. Why do you believe? You gotta give an answer for that. Why you believe? You ain't got no answer? You gotta, this ain't something you can just sit back and you got it all figured out to yourself. You gotta teach. Then you get tested when you teach. Oh shit. Then you find out you really don't know what the hell you're talking about. All right, man, constantly bow. I seen the first hand apostles go. Swords everywhere. They came, sometimes 5 at a time, and you deal with all of them. You gotta know what the hell you talking about. That means you gotta be learned in the scriptures. That means you gotta study to show thyself approved. Go ahead, bro.
Acts 17:24, the Most High that made the world and all things therein, seeing that he is Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands.
Dwelleth not in the temple made with hands. Go ahead, bro.
It's Acts 1:20. Wisdom cried without. She uttered her voice in the streets.
Right, so like I just went into, man. All right, this is where wisdom is being published. Okay, in the marketplaces. When you look back to the time when the Greeks and the Romans were in power, okay, you had those discussions going down in the marketplaces, man. That would really be the main area to where you would ask a multitude of questions. You get the answers. People went to the marketplace to learn, man. Back in the ancient world, man. Okay, because they understood that's where the knowledge came from. Discourse. Okay, basic, having a conversation, man. But really, just like August reading, right? This is where wisdom is supposed to be published, out amongst the people, not in some enclosed, environment, a controlled environment, so to speak, all right, to bring out this word, man. No, because when Yahushua was teaching, he wasn't in a controlled environment. With the apostles of old, the disciples, they weren't in any sort of controlled environment, man. Riots broke out when they were teaching, man.
Right.
Fights were being breaking out as they were teaching, man.
Wanted to kill the Lord.
Yeah, and why? Because what they were saying, right, first and foremost, out in the open. So the things that's being taught
All right, it was completely against, you know, what they were brought to believe, you know, or what they thought was right, you know. Same thing today, man.
Really,
you know?
it's a business to hold people mind hostage, right? That's what it is. It's government, right? What that word mean? Govern the mental mind. Govern your mind. It's a bit mind control. Mind control. That's where all the money goes to. Where is all this tech coming to at the end of the day? Robert sent the video. They got this shit where I think it's Qatar. I think you sent it. Where they got the little the electrodes on the guy's hand. And they flip his hand up, and the other dude attached to the electrodes flip his hand because they connected. It's really about control. It's always been about control. And now Esau done stepped it up to the next level. It's all biotech. That's all he needed. Okay, we give y'all something because inside it is going to work inside you. We want inside your body. What did the dude say? Yuri? No, Yabel, what's his name? Noah? Harari? Let's say it again. Noah Harari. If you don't know who that is, you've been missing. You've been missing, man. Noah Harari. He said the next level is to get under your skin. It's control on subdermal control. Yeah, they gonna go when they fucking crash the car, man. Paparazzi's out, they crash, man. On their birthday, man. Hey, he said the next level control is subdermal. We gotta be able to get inside your skin. It's a wrap, man. That's it. And they got camps, they challenge with the idea, well, it can't be a microchip because it's spiritual. And yo, look, you don't understand what's going on? You ain't tapped in? They all saying it now. Joe Biden, who is the president, once asked the Supreme Court Justice Roberts in questioning, you will judge on the chip. You will rule on this. Mark my words. Before you're 10 years up, you will rule on this. Come on, man. And they confused. Everything, man, you can't even find nobody checking you out regular no more. It's 2 people. Every line I go to, it's only 2 people working there. 5 lines where there used to be people going through because they got the checkout lines now, the self-checkout. And what's the self-checkout going to lead up into? Just scan your shit. Beep. Scan in and go. Scan in, scan out.
They already got the cameras. Show
It was all go.
They got the camera. It's right in your face. If you look up and look at the screen,
Yeah.
it's your face. Look,
Right.
You looking
So
at yourself.
they already identified you.
They
You
already-
can go walk off if you want. There's people gonna be knocking at your door. So December 27th, we got you walking out of Publix with about 2 bags of Lay's. We got 15 Frankfurters and some Lucky Charm. And didn't pay. So we just deducted that from your CBDC. It's a wrap, man. It's a wrap for this world, man, the way you see. man, all right. Just strong language, that's all that is. Go ahead, Al.
I'll go through that Proverbs. Proverbs 1 and 21. It says she cried in the chief place of concourse in the opening of the gates.
That's right. So we're at the chief place of concourse now. You know, basically where people come and go, man. And not just and this scripture right here is showing you that look, when you teach, you're not supposed to be confined to the ghettos. You know, teaching the ghettos, teaching the hood, oh man, you're supposed to be at the chief place of concourse, you know. And again, like we just read, we're supposed to be at the marketplace. There's no marketplace in the ghetto, you know. There's not no chief place of concourse to the publishers word, man. Nothing but 2/3 Jakes there, man. Majority is 2/3 Jakes, you know. So you're gonna get nothing but animosity. And this is not gonna get any fruit out here.
It's a spirit that Jake don't really. They ain't out on this side of town busting their guns, man. It's simple like that. They ain't on this side of town busting their guns. You pull this shit in Ensley or whoever the hell.
Even here.
Right?
Even here.
But it's weird because he still got money going. And Jake, embedded in Jake's mind is you don't do that around Esau. Like you gonna go to jail. Because Esau gonna tell right on you, in front of you. That's him, right there. That's what Esau gonna do. So they know, it's only allowed in certain areas. Because where I'm at, I hear it all the time. I heard something last night, or the night before. That shit was fast. Must have been big. I said, there go another one. Ding. Like clockwork. There go another one. Sent to the Lord. Fucked around, find out. Well, the reason why the Lord got us in the chief places, all right, good. Yeah, I mean, on the spiritual level, it's gonna be less. When we do deal with Jake, they ain't gonna be as crazy to pull some shit off here as if we was in the hood. And furthermore, Jake on the internet way more than any other nation. Esau done found that stat out a long time ago. Jake go to the internet way more than any other people. We surfing the internet at 14, 15, more than all of the 14-year-olds on the internet, way more than any of the age groups. So Jake gonna find it, but they gonna find it more than likely gonna find it through the internet. That's why we on the internet. That's why we going live. So we hitting them in every avenue. But Jake don't got internet in the hood. If Jake don't got nothing in the crib, he gonna have some internet. I see it.
Yeah. Free internet out for less fortunate people. $10 internet for Jake.
That's why all these rappers and all these comedians, slowly, they starting to sound like us. Life savings. Slowly, they starting to sound like us, man. You had certain rappers and they starting to sound like they watching, man. Because they are watching. They watching. Jake is a media attentive people, man. We gonna know what's on TV at the end of the day. We gonna know who a star. We always like to point them out. But guess what? Who been consecutively coming out on the streets? We in your physical view, and we on online. We online. They all know about Hebrew Israelites now. Go ahead, y'all got it.
A little bit more. He says, verse 22, Proverbs 1 and 22, it says, how long ye simple ones will ye love simplicity?
That's right, man. And that's why Jake today, 2/3, they in love with simplicity, man. We just talked about it earlier. All right? Sadish, he brought out Jeremiah 4:22. Okay? They love simplicity, man. Anything that's entertaining. And that's why when it comes to the truth, a lot of majority of Jakes get turned off by it. Why? Because they're looking for something entertaining. They looking to be, something to laugh at. But no, man, this is serious business, man. But I just read, our people love simplicity, man. They love foolishness. That's why it says in Ecclesiastes, right? It says folly is set in great dignity, man. So anything that's foolish, all right, or anything that's looked at as silly, or idiotic or stupid, that's put out in the forefront, man. It's cool to be stupid, man. Because wisdom is the least thing sought after in this society, man, in this current kingdom. Okay? Why? Because with wisdom comes with knowing, know something. Dangerous person here in Babylon the Great, man. We know this because now they came out with a term recently called disinformation, right? Another term, fake news. All of this is just to put out a smoke screen and a ploy, just to cover up, what's really going on, man. Because now you turn on the news, you don't even know what's happening, man. Why? Because they're throwing in, different sort of, tactics into the mix, just to throw people off, okay? But again, our people, they're deep into their simplicity, man. All right? They're deep into it, man. When it comes to things concerning the scriptures or the Bible or knowledge in general, knowledge of Yahweh, okay? They don't want to have anything to do with it, man. Okay? Why? Because it's something that's not, a pocket, something that's not cool, something that's not, uplifted in society, man. So that's why they don't turn to this, man. One of the main reasons because they don't see any sort of benefit from it, you know, to them. But we know on this side, okay, that this truth, all right, this is we're literally walking down the path of immortality right now. All right, you know, the being able to live forever. Jacob's not looking for that, man. You know, our people not looking for seeking after a way to not die. You know, because that's the mode that our people in today live fast and die young. All right. But they don't want to seek out the things that's going to prolong life, you know, or extend your days, you know, and that's the way that our people lost, and and that was a process, all right. Yeah, get rich and die trying, man. That's the mode, all right. But our people underneath that vibration, okay. Why? Because again, you know, the Lord has set forth the separation. Right, he is drawing a line in the sand, you know. All right, it's either you're gonna be for me or you're gonna be for Esau. Okay, so who are you gonna fight for, you know? And we're really gonna know when the MOTB is enacted. That's when we're really gonna know, you know, who's really for Yahweh Shai, who's not, you know, who's really fighting for him and who's fighting for Esau, you know. That's when we're really gonna know in that day, right? Is it moving it up?
Kind of little bit more. It says. Read it again. It says, "How long you simple ones will you love simplicity, and scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge."
Right, and that's the point. Fools hate knowledge, man. Okay, fools hate knowledge, and that's what you see today. Because the majority of the people that you see, all right, they're not gonna come into this, man. All right, because they hate knowledge. All right, they're not gonna, you know, physically say that they hate knowledge. No, it's by what you're doing. We know that you hate knowledge. Okay. Even walking by and hearing these words being brought out and continuing on about your day, you hate knowledge, man. You know, even when you even come across a video of even the apostles, the elders, you know, the brothers, the great millstone, you pass by that, you see it, you just pass by, that means that you hate knowledge, man. You know, you ain't gotta say it, you know. You ain't gotta say it, just keep scrolling up. You know? that's how we know that you hate knowledge, man. Okay? But guess what? Is that on it up? Somebody grab Isaiah 30:56. But we're gonna, in that day, guess what? Folly is not gonna be, you know, the most sought after thing when all hell breaks loose, man. You know? TikTok is gonna be a thing of the past when you're hungry. You know? When you're starving trying to figure out what you're gonna eat the next day. You know? You're not gonna be worried about what's gonna be the next groundbreaking TikTok or Instagram post gonna be out there. No, you're gonna be worried about how you're gonna eat in that day, man. Okay? You're gonna be trying to figure out how you're gonna survive for the next hour, or 2 hours, or 3 hours. All right? Your life is gonna be hanging in balance, man. That folly in that day is not gonna be sought after, man. All right? No, the people that know is gonna be sought after. Which the people that know is the men that you see today, man. The people that know what's actually going on and what to do. Okay? But guess what? The Lord, and that's where the Lord gets you. Okay? Because in that same scripture, I know we already passed scripture, Proverbs 1st chapter. But it says, if you continue on in that chapter, it says that they're going to be seeking the Lord early. All right? But they're not going to be able to find him. Okay? They're going to be seeking after the men of the Lord that have been publishing these words and that have the insight on what's going on. Okay? But guess what? In that time to come, all right, you're not going to be able to find us out here, man. In martial law, you think we're going to be out here with troops marching down the street? You think we're going to be out with Bibles? You think we're going to be out with Bibles in our hands? You know, teaching while the troops are going up and down the street, you know, gunning people down? No, we ain't going to be out here, man. You know? I'll get this real quick.
Isaiah 33 and verse 6. And it reads, "In wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time."
Right, so in that time, wisdom and knowledge is going to be our stability, man. That's what's going to keep you sane in those days, man. While everybody else is bugging the hell out, okay? Because in that time, the ones that have that wisdom and knowledge, which is our stability, okay? And wisdom and knowledge, and that's talking about the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Shai, man. That's going to keep us stable in that day. Okay? That's just what's going to keep us going, all right, in the times of harsh hell when you see somebody getting taken out right next to you, man. All right? Or another 10 people getting knocked off next to you, man. All right? That's going to be a time where your mentality, all right, your mental, all right? Your mental and your spiritual fortitude is going to be tested in that thing, man. Okay? And that's where faith really is going to flourish, man. Okay? Because all the men on this side that believe, okay, they just by the sheer fact of even receiving the words of Yahweh Bashman Shai, they're going to be taken care of, man. Okay? And also as well, the men that have labored in this word, they're definitely going to be taken care of, man. All right? But
It says, the fear, so like in strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure.
right, and that's what another thing that it boils down to, man. Fear of the Lord, man. So that's what's missing in the world that we live in today, man. A healthy fear of Yahweh Bashman Shai. And Art just brought out earlier, right, about those whose hearts is fully set in them to do evil. Okay? Why? Because the things are being prolonged. All right? The reason why their hearts are fully set to do evil is because they don't fear Yahweh Bashman Shai. All right? There's no, even the majority of the people on this side, you so-called Negro, Hispanics, Native Americans, man, you have an idea, all right, of what it means to fear the Lord, but you don't really fear the Lord, man. Okay? When you read about all those different things that the Lord did back in the ancient world, all right, think about it, man. The times are over. You think that was all, good times, happy singing, man, dancing, no, man. People drowning that day, man. People got destroyed. Okay, Sodom and Gomorrah. What happened? You only saved Lot and his daughters, man. That same remnant got delivered, man. Everybody else got destroyed, man. Okay? So what do you think the Lord's going to do in this time today, man? You think the Lord's not going to do that again? All right? You think the Lord's not going to raise up, okay, and save that same remnant, all right, and destroy the rest of you people? No, the Lord's going to do just that, man. Okay? Which is more than enough reason to fear Yahweh Bashman Shai, man. And that's why the fear of the Lord, like I just read, is our treasure. Because we know, again, going back to knowing, knowledge, wisdom, all right? We know what the Lord is about to do. Okay? And we know what he's capable of doing, man. All right? You're talking about someone who created the heavens and the earth, man. Are you sure you want to mess with a power like that? All right? No, man. It's best to be on his good side, man. All right?
Going back to that point when you were speaking about prophets now always being accessible. Ezekiel 3:26, it says, "And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shalt not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house."
Right, so that time is coming very soon, man. Okay? So where you are not going to be hearing these words anymore, man. Now is the time to tune in. Okay? Now's the time to lock into the spirit, man, and listen up, because it's only for a limited time, man. All right, while supplies last. Okay. Supplies are running out very fast, man. All right. Everything we've been dishing out, hey, it's only going to be here for a set amount of time until when that time comes. All right, when shit's the fan. All right, you're not going to be able to have open access to this, okay? Which goes back to Amos 8, I believe it's 8 and 11. All right, the family of the word, man. Okay, that's coming very soon. You already see what they're doing in the channel, striking, taking down videos. They're already doing that in a way today. But guess what? That's going to be amplified, man. They're going to turn it up, man. They're going to be like, hey, look, you can't even create channels anymore. All right. And that's what it's going to get down to, all right? You can't even create channels, you can't make videos, That's what's going to happen, man. And guess what? At that time, the Lord said, all right, that's enough, all right?
They threw the apostles in jail.
Oh, yeah.
When they threw them in jail, because after 9/11, they locked them all up. They knew exactly where they lived, where the school was at, where to find them at. They locked them all up. They had a good lawyer. Eventually, obviously, they wasn't involved with it, so they got let go. But when the time comes, they know where to find you, and they're just gonna make sure that it becomes illegal. They're gonna do it with Isaiah 10, say unrighteous decrees. They're gonna make it illegal to teach like this. This is gonna be considered a hate. I mean, we already considered a hate group according to Esau. It's gonna be considered a hate crime just to speak like this, because they're gonna say it's called not insurrection. The word is sedition. There shall be sedition. You look that word sedition up, it means language that incites people to do harm or cause riots. Regardless of what you said, they're gonna create a situation where they could get you on sedition. So, you know, either way, whether they do it a legal way or not, they're gonna get you up out of here. They're gonna get us up out of here. Then we're gonna rejoice in the Lord. We know, all right, that part is over. Yep. Go ahead, bring the sedition out real
Yeah, I
quick.
got the word sedition in the Etymon online.
Chapter 15 to 16. 15, 16. Verse 16. All right, here we go. This is on 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. Go ahead, read that word.
Got that word sedition from the Etymon online, mid-14th century. It says rebellion, uprising, revolt, factitious commotion in the state, civil or religious disorder. It says strife between factions, violent strife between factions, rebelliousness against authority.
Rebelliousness against authority. Keep going.
Civil disorder, dissension,
Causing people to dissent means like to turn away from the government.
strife, rebellion, mutiny. It says a going apart separation without a part to go.
Yeah, to go apart. To go means basically to go apart. To separate from the government, separate from because it's a mind thing. You know, just like the money. Money, this society is a credit-based society, which means that you believe that the money's worth something so that they continue to use it. But it's a belief. Once they got you to, once you don't believe it's worth anything, and you just know it's a piece of paper, then you stop using it, right? You start using something else worth money. Well, the word credit means trust, come to find out. So you trust that your dollar is worth $1. But how is it not worth $1 in 2 weeks? Or it was worth more 2 years ago? So it's all a mirage. And here it is, when you teach people about that and then they dissent because they don't want to be a part of it anymore, well, now you are considered somebody that gives sedition. You turn the men away from their government. You turn men away from their government. See what happens. Go ahead. That was it?
A little bit more. It says
That was it, right? 2nd Ezra 15. Finish it out. 2nd Ezra 15, 16. But there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. So what's going to happen regardless? It's going to happen regardless, right? And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. The elder brother brought out, there's going to be a chaotic scene here in America. So you got to adjust. All we doing is adjusting through the spirit. Yeah, how about Shemiah Shah wants us to adjust right now before it actually happens? We making all the slightest adjustments. Any adjustment is good. Just like in weights. When you lifting weights, you put a 2.5 on, right? You put a 2.5 on this week, and you didn't have one last week. Well, you ripping more tissue. And your muscle gonna come back stronger, and you keep going. It's progressive over time, right? Progressive overload. And well, that's the same here. A man shall decide to go into the city. So the Lord basically got us equipped, and He keep bringing us out here week in and week out. We doing these shows, and we getting more equipped, and we progressing more, getting ready. That's all that's happening. We getting more prepared for a time that ain't even come yet. And so When you really prepared versus the person that ain't prepared at all, you know the difference. You ain't gotta explain that. You know the difference, right? There's levels. You know the difference. Well, that man who's not prepared is gonna look at you like, well, how the hell? Like, you're not scared. You're not nervous. You're not shook. You're not going to be, because you was prepared spiritually. So when these times come, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. But because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So here it is, we read in a book. That's how prophetic, that's how deep a prophecy is. We can read it. And a man once, right, Ezra had a scribe, he spoke, and more than likely he spoke, and the scribe sat there and wrote everything down that he said. Little did you know that writing would later on be reproduced into book, reprinted, all the way up until this century, man. Millenniums later. And so that now we can have the wisdom to stay prepared for the things that he was seeing back then. That's how deep the scriptures is, man. And you can't force somebody to believe that. They just gonna have to believe. I got it.
Okay, come on.
Kind of, this is the book on the spirit prophecy.
I got some. You ain't got none of that.
Matthew 5 and verse 10. Just going back to that sedition, because basically we are there charged with treason. You know, it says, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake."
Yeah. That's what's gonna happen, man. You know, and really we're seeing it happen on a certain level today, man. You know, by way of just the people coming up against His word, man. You know, and in other words, when I say them, well, the people I'm talking about Esau evil. You know, and by doing these performing these different tactics, just to downplay His word. Okay, so yeah, you seen this happening right now.
It says, "For theirs is the kingdom of heaven."
Yeah, so ours is the kingdom of heaven. So yeah, even though we're going persecution, right? And we're about to enter into some heavy persecution, right? But at the end of the day, the Lord is going to give us our inheritance, man, which is what? The kingdom. Okay? But the main point is to endure. That's why the Lord said that he that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. All right? So as long as you endure, all right, you endure this journey, all right, this path and this fight, and guess what? You're going to receive the kingdom, man. All right? You're going to receive the kingdom, and things that come with it, man. The benefits, the perks, okay? And so that's why I just read and said, look, ours is the kingdom, man. So yeah, we know, all right, for surety that we're going to possess the kingdom in that day. Pursuant to Daniel, I believe Daniel the 12th chapter. It says the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. All right? So that's what's going to happen. The saints of the Most High, Yahweh Shemel Shah, which are the elect, okay, are going to take the kingdom, man. We're not going to ask for it either, man. All right? We're not going to sit here and diplomatically converse with you, all right, on what we're going to get and what you're going to get. No, we're going to take it from you, man. All right? We're going to capture you, all right? That's we got to start there with the capture. Yeah. That's we go back to work. That's it. We're going to take the kingdom, man. All right? So
it says, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you."
Yeah, he said, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you," man. All right? And that's what they do to the men of the Lord, man. It's nothing new, okay? The Lord was reviled. Yahweh Shah was reviled. The men of old was reviled. The men that trusted, that believed in Yahweh Shemel Shah. Okay? Why were they reviled? All right? Why? Because it went against, like I said earlier, it goes against the status quo. It goes against, what these people have been brought and taught up from a young age all the way up to where they are now. What the church leaders and the political leaders, the leaders, basically the general leaders of our people, man. That's what they have taught them, man, and that's what they swear about, But again, you know, that's us coming into our inheritance, right? You know, we're going to receive, you know, the joys of being a part of the truth, man. You know, because this is a labor of love, man. You know, but guess what? You're not going to just labor and not receive nothing. There's another scripture that says that, right? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it says, "He that laboreth in hope." You know, so we labor in hope, man. We hope we live, man. We hope to receive the kingdom, man. You know, so that's why we're doing this, right? Yeah, it seems foolish in the sight of people, like we said earlier, right? But yet the Lord sees that He is well pleased with what He's seeing right now, right? Why? Because the Lord is seeing His commandments being pushed out and done exactly the way He wants them to be done.
God, it says, and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely.
Oh, hey, that's it. Falsely. All right. They're gonna bring out all kinds of accusations saying, yeah, he was there at this time. You know, they're gonna bring up all these different accounts from like years ago, when, like, you know, when we got in fights, you know, little spats and stuff like that. They're gonna bring stuff like that. Say, was this you that did this? You know, was this you that was a part of this camp? You know, they're gonna do that, man. These different, you know, videos, you know, back in the day.
They're gonna be wasting their time.
Yeah. They're gonna start bringing out these different, you know, things saying that, oh, you was here and there, you know, false accusations. They're gonna try everything in the book to get you hemmed up, man. You know, that's how much this world despises Yahweh Shah, man. You know, in His words.
They killed him, folks. That's what they did with him. They killed him. Right? He was healing people, and they still killed him.
Yeah.
He was healing the lame, blind. They still killed him. Matter of fact, after he healed the lame and the blind, they were like, we really got to kill this man. Showing you how corrupt the leaders of Israel was at that time. They just wanted, you know, they're going to serve you. As your fathers, you testify that you are the sons of the man that killed the prophets. So there's a whole faction of people that want to see you out. And you know how they got the Lord is by having them, you know, they bear false witness against you. That's it.
This is verse 11, Matthew 5 and 11. Blessed are ye when men, it's like verse 12, it's like, rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you.
That's right. So, hey, our reward is going to be great. All right? But for doing this, for all the hell that we went through, man, there is a great reward for that, man. So hang in there, man. You know, keep pushing, man. We are almost there. Okay? So with that, we're going to go ahead and close out. So once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone and rulers this day. Shalom, peace and safety, salutations to the hope elect. Continue to labor His work, and also do labor to show for your diligence, make the calling election sure. In faith, in truth, sincerity, and all charity. With that, we say shalom.
Shalom, DTA, Abba, soon, tonight.
Night, baby.
Right now.
Whoopsie.